Hey there, welcome back to Reddit Cheating Wife, the best cheating stories on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more cheating stories like these. I, 30 female, caught my husband, 31 male, in an affair and I don't know how to move on. I'd had my suspicions for a while, but I kept dismissing them because I'd thought he'd never do that to me. He's been resisting my efforts most of the time since around April, sitting differently on the couch so that he's facing away from me. Minor things. It's with one of our long term pals. She paid me a visit a few weeks ago. She sent me an SMS. She's claimed to care about me. I discovered it when I rolled over and saw them having a Snapchat conversation. He stated that I tried to seduce him last night and mocked it, and she said she hoped she could be there to hold him. When I approached him, he confessed it. He explained that it was due to the stress of quarantine. He is unwilling to work things out. He regards me just as a heartfelt friend. When I told her husband, he confronted her, and they supposedly kissed in February. I don't think I was ever going to be enough for him at that point. We used to be overjoyed. We celebrated Valentine's Day together the week before they kissed. For our anniversary, he bought us a nice bottle of wine. We had a good time, and we were perfect. I'm at a loss on what to do next. We've only been married for approximately a year. I feel like he took so much away from me and refuses to go to therapy or sort this out. I don't want to leave my house, yet I see him everywhere. He chose her. In every relationship I've ever been in, I've been cheated on. He was supposed to be my one and only. I'm at a loss on what to do. I've scheduled therapy sessions, but I was also laid off last month, so I have much too much free time to go through every single instance where he may have lied to me or where I made myself sad by clinging to him. How can I begin to work my way through this? Story 2. I wished my GF who made it with AP cuz she's bipolar all the best, and now she regrets it and wants me back. We've been dating for about a month and a half and we've known each other for about 2 months. So, after meeting, we rapidly became excellent friends and realized that we wanted more. We're not exactly heterosexuals, and we've both had a variety of serious and casual relationships in the past. We discussed a lot about what type of relationship we want, and because of her persistence, we concluded that we want it to be exclusive in every way. I'm more experienced than she is in almost every area of loving relationships, as she claims she hasn't loved any of her past partners, and her most recent long term, 3+ years relationship was quite toxic. We both believe that our relationship was virtually perfect. We're relatively brilliant folks pursuing PhDs in the same technological field, and we have more than enough in common. We've talked about and done random things for hours without getting bored, constantly made each other laugh, patiently listened to each other, respected and emotionally supported each other, and just enjoyed each other's presence even when we weren't doing anything in particular. The Zex has also been fantastic. We were zealous, daring, and completely unafraid. I'm used to open relationships, but having sex with someone else hasn't even occurred to me since the start of my relationship with her. She also informed me that she had her best friend's sex with me, and that she hadn't had much of it in her previous, usually austere, relationships. We constantly desired each other and acknowledged how much we enjoyed being with one another. According to her, the connection she had with me was her first regular relationship. There were practically no problems in this relationship, and we were always remarking how fortunate we were to have met. The relationship wasn't even old enough to develop problems. We even joked about falling in love with one another despite the fact that we knew it was premature. We began using the word love more widely at some point, but I'm not sure if we meant it literally. Regardless, I imagined a future with her. The connection was unlikely to survive long due to eventual geographical issues, but the prospect of it was enthralling. The ruse. She went out with our colleagues after a class. They returned to the guy's residence for more drinks, but I trusted her to reject him because she was the one who became resentful of my previous relationships and insisted on an exclusive connection with me. The guy calmed her when they got at the guy's apartment and she began crying for no apparent reason. After she blacked out, the guy moved her to his bed while he slept elsewhere. Awoke in the night, found and kissed the guy, claimed sobriety, and they had sex. He knows about our private relationship and I know him. She said she texted me first thing in the morning. She admits staying, apologized, and having sex with the guy. Shocked by the news, I texted back to wish her luck for the rest of her life. I contacted her after a few hours of peace. She told me the previous story and said she'd visit me tomorrow to discuss the issue. I was angry and frustrated, but I had to listen. The next day, she arrived to my place and repeated what I had stated. A sober woman made a conscious decision to have sex with him, but she had no idea why. She said she did it because she wanted to, not because she cared about me. She felt confused regret, disdain after I replied. She told me she had invited him to her house to comfort her again yesterday. She had mental health concerns and a history of self harm, so she needed someone to watch over her. The guy was clearly her first choice, but they had it the next morning, just before she left her house to come to mine. She stated the guy wanted sex and she couldn't say no. Again, she has no explanation. I asked, "What did that mean to you? What did we lack? Why did you make this choice?" In a nutshell, she says there is no elaborate reason for this. She did it, she pondered what she wanted and why she made this choice. She was at a loss for words. Let me also state that the guy isn't a stunningly handsome Frenchman. That was not the situation here. It's just a random person who showed interest and appreciation in an awkward scenario. We also agree he isn't attractive. Let me be clear. Then, amidst the tears and emotional relief, we sat down and discussed all the possible reasons why she may want to cheat on me. We ruled out everything. She was crying the entire while she was going about the intricacies of everything, begging me to physically beat her and give her another opportunity, and so on. She was also stating things like she was disgusted with herself and that she was an unreasonable and mentally damaged person. She is bipolar and is on medicine for it, but I'm not sure if her mental illness had anything to do with the scenario. She's always been able to make perfectly logical conclusions. As a result, neither her explanation nor her decision makes sense. She doesn't want to do anything with the guy right now. She is disturbed to see him, according to her. She is still interested in being in a relationship with me. She even fine with a one-sided open relationship in which I'm the only one who can duck whenever I choose. I don't see me simply forgiving her and pretending nothing happened. So I don't think I'll be able to be exclusive with her again. Instead, I gave her a fair open relationship in which she could avoid the guy and other random people. She doesn't appear to be interested in other people, yet she is fine with my being with other people. I'm fine with this layout logically. In some way, I still want to be with her. The Zex is still good, and I believe that in the long run, I can modify my emotional posture. But emotionally, I'm still angry, frustrated, and most importantly, hurt. When I'm in her apartment and imagine the random guy on her bed, it's difficult not to barf. I no longer believe anything she says. When we're attempting to have fun as a couple, I love it a lot less. When she claims she wants only me, it's as though a specific gloom fills my soul. Before this, I was becoming increasingly amused by her cleverness, logic, and thinking. Now, it's impossible for me to resist the notion that she's a dummy who doesn't even have a consistent understanding of what she wants in terms of meaningful relationships. I also feel like the dumb duck at times because I let her continue to be in a relationship with me. I also blame myself for not seeing through her nonsense demand on exclusivity and falling nearly too completely in love with her. I'm at a loss for words as to how to deal with my current emotions. I'm not sure if my view of the scenario is correct. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to quit loving her. I'm at a loss for words as to how to deal with such a broken heart. I'd been cheated on before, but never for no apparent reason by someone who felt so near to my soul. In this case, I don't even have an engaging tale about how I was dumped. Nothing about the case piqued my curiosity. Nonetheless, it occurred. Thank you for taking the time to read this. My question is, what are your thoughts? How can I figure out what's going on in her head? Is it logical for me to provide an open relationship? How can I deal with my shattered heart without being snarky and passive hostile all the time? What am I supposed to do?